Geomagnetic storm today. List of states where northern lights will be seen. Latest Aurora map here. All right, let's take a look at the latest Euro map. This is the K index. It's a measure of the geomagnetic activity. Look at this. We're already at a 6. The forecast is for a Category 7 geomagnetic storm today. That means that the northern lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis, will be seen in these states. Check this out. Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. These are the states that have the best shot at seeing the northern lights today. And here's the latest map from the Space Weather Prediction Center. Look at this, a major G2 geomagnetic storm in progress. And it's all driven by this, a coronal mass ejection, a CME that happened on the 13th. It took a while for it to get here, but here it is, and it's causing this major geomagnetic storm. Now, what does that mean? That means that the northern lights will be seen farther south than normal. But what does that mean exactly? Here's an example. This is what the sky would normally look like at 40 degrees north latitude. That's about the southern border of Maine. Look at how far south the auroras can normally be seen. They're not very common. If you live in New England, you know that the northern lights are fairly common. I've seen them many times growing up in southern New England. But they're not normally seen this far south. You have to be fairly high up in latitude to see them this far south. But because of this storm, the northern lights will be seen farther south than normal. So if you live in Pennsylvania, northern parts of Pennsylvania, or even upstate New York, maybe even southern Michigan or Wisconsin, you might have a chance of seeing the northern lights tonight. It all depends on the local K index. The K index for tonight is forecast to be around a 7. What does that mean? It means that the northern lights will be seen as far south as Missouri, Kansas, and even Oklahoma. And maybe, just maybe, if you're in the middle of the country, say Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, you might have a chance of seeing the northern lights tonight. Here's another map that shows the auroral activity, the solar wind, the speed, and the density. Look at this. The arrows are showing the direction of the solar wind. The color here is showing the speed of the solar wind, and the size of the arrows is showing the density of the solar wind. Look at this big, fast, dense plasma cloud coming towards the Earth. That's what's causing this storm. And when you have these big storms, sometimes what happens is the magnetic field it's not even funny. It gets reversed. The poles flip. The magnetic north becomes the magnetic south and vice versa. That's called a magnetic pole reversal. Now, it doesn't happen often. It could happen during this storm. The last one was in 1859. So it's been a while. Could we see one tonight? Maybe. It all depends on how the sun does. The sun is our magnetic north. When the sun goes quiet, we have magnetic pole reversals. The sun is our anchor to the Earth's magnetic field. When the sun is active, when there's a lot of solar wind and CMEs and stuff like that, our magnetic field is anchored to the sun and the magnetic poles don't flip. So it all depends on what the sun does. Right now, the sun is super active. We're at the peak of the solar cycle. So the magnetic poles are not going to flip right now. They will flip when the sun goes quiet. And I think the next solar minimum is in 2048. So we've got a while to wait. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Your support helps more inspiration. Thanks for watching.